What is going on, ladies and gentlemen? This is Twigger coming at you with another high ELO commentary, this time featuring Curse Stvicious. And actually, the interesting thing about this game is he's not in the jungle. So the famous Curse Stvicious is not in the jungle. He's actually playing the new Udyr up top. So this is the Udyr after the patch. Has a lot of different changes to him. His passive is different, so there's quite a few differences here, so it's going to be interesting to see how Stvicious likes that one. A couple other pretty big names in this one. Curse Pole Belter is actually playing the Kazakhs in the mid lane, so even he is playing in a different lane, playing in that mid rather than up in the top. It looks like the Akali is actually up in the top, Fabi. But another person to actually just note here is Mandin in this Amumu jungle. He's actually coming up for a gank on Fabi right now. Mandin is in fact Dan Din. It's an alternative ID, and Dan Din, of course, being the brother of Reginald. Incredible jungler when he used to play for Epic Gamers, and it's just a phenomenal jungler. So I wonder if maybe Stvicious and Dan Din maybe kind of talked that through and said, well, okay, you can jungle this time and I'll jungle the next time. So going to get this game started here. Talk with that directed camera, make sure that we can see all of the action, because as we all know, if you've watched any of my other commentaries before I started using the directed camera, I tend to miss some action and I have to kind of rewind it. So talking a little bit about this game, a Kazakhs versus a Zed in the mid lane. Absolutely terrifying combination there. You have two very bursty AD assassins. So going to be interesting to see which one can kind of come out on top there, because we all kind of know the first person to get a kill in that lane, especially on the other mid laner, is going to start snowballing very heavily. The main difference actually about the two is that Zed has opted to go for that barrier, and Kazakhs went for that flash. So Zed will be able to take a little bit more damage, but Kazakhs should be able to either surprise Zed, escape from Zed, or reinitiate on Zed after his initial jump. So when those two get their ultimates, I'd be prepared to see some big action going down. We can already see quite a trade going on between these two. I have not played a whole lot of Kazakhs. He's so strong, but a kind of a different play style, I find. But I have played a lot of Zed, and he is just a blast to play, and the amount of damage that he can pop out is incredible. So it's going to be really interesting to see if Zed can really use that big bursty damage and really use that barrier to the appropriate effect, because we've seen so many times on AD carries in the LCS when the other AD carrier, the support, puts the ignite on and they pop that barrier. The barrier does not last overly long, so the last couple ticks of ignite can actually still kill you. It's going to be very interesting to see the two barriers actually being on that red team, while only one barrier is on the blue team on that Tristana, but Vayne also opted for that barrier. And now Udyr versus Akali. It's going to be so cool actually to see Stvicious in a role other than jungle, because since he always jungles, he normally actually always jungles. Like, I always see him in solo queue too, playing the jungle, so it's not even really like he came from mid lane or something like that. Like, he has always jungled. He's so good at it, so why ever switch? So it's going to be very cool to see him actually in a lane against a lane counterpart. I should actually probably just move these things around so everybody can kind of see what the dealio is. I think, there we go. So we're all set up. So Dandin actually coming down for a gank onto this Akali. Stvicious is trying to get that stun. He does manage to get the stun. Amumu's trying to get in. The ignite is actually onto Stvicious. This is the first blood's going to go to Akali. That ignite just doing so much damage. But Dandin is probably going to be able to pick this one up. The red buff plus his AoE W. That lovely Trail of Tears is actually going to pick up Akali as well. So they did manage to get an assist for that one, which is definitely good. But sadly, Akali did end up getting that first blood onto Stvicious, and Amumu actually had to burn his flash as well. There's the ultimate going down onto Curse Altec on the Diana. Not going to be enough damage. The ignite going down onto her as well. Almost took down Pole Belter by using that Shadow into that Q combo. But not enough to take him down, nor was it enough to take down Diana. But it looks like they might be trying to go for a little bit of a dive here. They do have a siege minion, so that's going to be taking a couple of the turret shots, and they're going to, pretty much no matter what, have minions there. But turret shot going down onto that Zed, not the best thing. And here they come, a great stun onto the Diana, and it looks like Danton's actually tanking up the turret as Amumu, so he is the perfect target to take the turret, but there's going to be one more turret shot, and he is going to go down. So it was still a worth it. Well, you know what? It's worth it and it's not worth it, right? In terms of the gold, it is worth it because they got the kill and they got the assist. So they are getting more gold than that, and they're also getting Zed those kills. So definitely a good person to start stacking some kills. Hopefully he'll be able to win his lane now. But the issue being that Amumu did lose his buffs. He didn't lose it to anybody because Diana was dead. and they both did at least get the experience from that kill, while Diana didn't get the experience for Amumu's kill. But losing those buffs on Amumu, not overly the best, but he does have that Philosopher's Stone, so he should be okay in the rest of his jungle. It shouldn't really be too bad on his mana. And he actually is level 6 now. And as we all know, level 6 Amumu, absolutely terrifying. Just that Curse of the Sad Mummy is just such a great skill. Lulu trying to pop a little bit of damage out onto that Vayne, but great Janna shields, keeping the majority of that Lulu damage off. So Stvicious is level 5 compared to Akali's level 6. I think after this wave he'll probably hit level 6. I don't think he's overly far behind. But Akali's now kind of hit the scary point. When Akali gets out, oh, and look at the damage, but the Ignite actually going down onto Akali. Stvicious is going to try to re-engage here, but there's the ultimate coming down from Akali. Great flash and Curse of the Sad Mummy onto Akali. It looks like Danden's going to try to chase this one down. He's going to actually stun her underneath the turret, but oh, it was actually enough damage to kill him. Unreal. So it was a great play by Stvicious to wait for it. He knew that Akali was going to be jumping in. So, because she was going to die from a move either way, so might as well jump in and try to get that kill. The ultimate actually going down onto Kha'Zix, but is it going to be enough damage? It's not going to be enough damage to kill him, and now he's got 2 people to deal with here, and it's actually going to take his life fighting those 2. Diana picking up the kill on that one. The red buff probably helped quite a bit, at least I think she had red buff. I think that's what I saw. But it was a great move on Akali's part, and I like what Stvicious tried to do there was waiting under the turret, had his bear stance all ready, and wanted to just proc it the moment she came under the turret. Hopefully would have stopped all the damage coming through, and she would have taken a turret shot and probably killed her, but it just didn't work out that way. She still got her Q damage off with her ultimate. It managed to be enough damage to burst Stvicious down. I don't really know if there was a way he could have gotten out of that. Maybe if he did turtle stance first to take the damage and then very quickly hit the bear stance. I don't know. I have no way of knowing. But Stvicious is now picking up that red buff. Going to be heading back up to the top lane against that Akali, who is now 2-2-0, and the CS up in the top, 36-25. So Stvicious is certainly behind in the CS, but not nearly as far behind as I would have thought, just considering that he's died twice. But Akali has died as well twice, but maybe that's the jungle switching up to top lane transition that he has to get through. Is maybe it's a little bit harder to CS up here. And look at the damage coming out from Akali. Oh dear God, and Stvicious is just getting bursted. And there's the final ultimate to take him down completely. So, God, Udyr just getting a little bit wrecked up top. Not really sure what else to say besides that. It was really interesting seeing Stvicious try his luck at another lane, but currently he's not having an overly good time. Amumu trying his luck, trying to take down this Akali, but with her her Shadow Dash just being able to get right out of there to the back line of creeps. And wow, the Janna ultimate actually canceling the Diana ultimate, so that was very sick play from that Janna to stop Diana completely in her tracks from getting to her. And she's just going to walk out safely. Tristana jumping over that ledge, going to provide some extra damage to her team, help that Diana out, because Dragon still does quite a bit of damage this early in the game. It's only 10 minutes in, and Diana has not really any tanky items. Right, well, you know, yeah, the Spectral Wraith, but other than that, really not overly tanky. She's sitting at 2-1-0 with 47 CS compared to 1-1-2 of Danden with 56, so Danden is a bit more farmed, but she does have that kill. It's probably actually, she's probably got a bit of an advantage there. Actually, no, Danden still has the advantage by about 100 some odd gold. So those 2 assists really helping him out there. And now looking at the mid, Pobelter now has that blue buff, which is everything but good for Zed. His ultimate is back up though. Zed's ultimate is back up. So he can put a lot of damage out, and he has that Ignite as well. So there's the ultimate coming out from Zed, but look at the damage coming from Kha'Zix. Just absolutely melts him. Didn't even matter that he used his ultimate. Stvicious wants to get in here to try to take this kill, or at least get an assist. He didn't even get an assist on that one. Didn't manage to get one shot off, so that's really unfortunate for him. He's kind of lacking in the money department right now. An assist there might have been able to help him just a bit. Still very good though that they picked up that kill, and they did get a lot of assists. Janna got an assist and Vayne got an assist. So overall, worth a trade, but you can see how much damage comes out of somebody like a Kha'Zix who has a couple kills. The Ignite going down onto Diana from, I think it was Stvicious, yep, trying to do as much damage as they can. Stvicious is trying to get in there, but he's not tanky enough. Ends up getting taken down from those shots from the turret. And Lulu, scumbag JPack, ends up taking that kill. And Diana's just sitting there so low. And it looks like there was actually a jump up at top, but there was also a jump in the middle. Can we look at the one in the middle? But it doesn't look like they're actually jumping anymore. They take down the middle turret, and now they are just walking and prancing down the lane. Strolling, perusing down the red team's lane. And looking at the bottom lane farm, it's really been quite quiet in the bottom lane. The assist and for Vayne and the kill from Lulu actually coming from the mid lane gank that happened there. In the bottom lane itself, it's really just been a farm fest. 0-0-0 for Tristana, 0-0-1 for Vayne, and 87 for Vayne to 93 of Tristana. Very quiet bottom lane. Didn't really want to be aggressive. They just really want to wait till late game. And now Stvicious is in a load of trouble here. Stuns Akali, but she's probably just going to Shadow Dash back in, getting that Q proc off. Look at the damage coming out. So Stvicious not getting the... Oh god, look at the damage coming out again. Is she going to have another Shadow Dash ready? Stvicious is doing as much as he can. The Shadow Dash is not quite up. Actually, it is up now, but the problem with that was if she dove in and took a little bit of damage and got those turret shots on her, she would have been dead as well. And I believe there would probably be a killing spree after that. I could be wrong. I think I actually am wrong. I think she died. No? There'd be one kill? No, it'd be 2 kills. So yeah, there would not be a killing spree on that Akali. So it wouldn't be awful, but it's one of those things where trading kills with somebody who's right now 1-4, he's not really worth that much gold. He's going to get more gold from killing you than you are from killing him, so it's not really an even trade. So kind of understand why Akali did not go in on that one. But if Stvicious was going to be a little bit more ballsy, I think she would have just jumped in because her Ignite was also up. But here's a jump coming in from Tristana, trying to get away from this Amumu and the Udyr. Pops Amumu into the wall, but not going to be enough. Actually going to catch a Tristana. The ultimate coming out from Amumu. Going to let Stvicious pick up that kill, try to get him back in the game. We see people like Hotshot GG play Udyr in the top lane quite a bit. I haven't seen him play the new Udyr. I'm hoping to see that quite soon, see what he's capable of. But you can see later on in the game how strong Udyr can get. He gets incredibly tanky, but he can also do an incredible amount of damage. And with those stuns coming out all the time, he's really just an ideal person to have on your team if you can just get him the kills and get him farmed up. And he's having a bit of difficulty with that right now. He's only at 40 CS. He's actually going to jump in onto JPack, that Lulu, trying to do some damage. But as you can see with the Tiger stance, doing a lot of damage to Lulu. So he's actually going to test his luck and stay down bot. He does now have people collapsing in on him. Diana and Tristana are both heading down. Jen are going to be taking a lot of damage from this Kazakh. She tries to push him away with the tornado. The Monsoon comes out to scare him off a little bit. Zed is actually doing his race. He's going to probably need to come through there. He does actually come through. I don't think they're actually going to be able to get in onto Pobelter, but Janet actually did escape, so some really timed, greatly timed tornado, Monsoon, and then a flash actually to get away from that. It was great on her part that she did end up escaping, but Kazakh is going to count that as a win because he just burned tons of things from Janna. And they're not going to have that for the next fight if they engage within the next, 40 some odd seconds. Look at the damage coming down onto Zed. The Akali is going to jump in there as well. The barrier being popped by Zed didn't do enough damage actually to take Kazakh down. He's just going to jump away with that reset. And Akali now trying to take down Vayne, but is not going to be able to take down Vayne. Vayne now having that red buff. I don't know if she actually did just pick it up from that Akali, who I think might have stolen it from the jungle or maybe just got it from a kill. But Tristana wants to test her luck now on the Amumu, but Dan Din is actually quite tanky. Already finished that runic bulwark and does have that ruby crystal for a little bit of extra health. So he's not going to be overly easy to take down. But Zed is... he's doing well, but he's constantly having those trades where he'll help his team kill somebody, so they are getting quite a few assists from it, but he does end up going down in the process. But managing to stay up in that farm, 131 for Kazakhs, 119 for Zed. I don't think that the gold would actually be that far off. 5,700 for Kazakhs versus the 4,600 for Zed, so actually about 1,000 gold difference. And Stvicious is now getting to his scary point, actually being able to duel this Diana. Is it going to be enough? No, the Lulu comes in and actually gets the ultimate off on Diana, and it's not going to be enough for Udyr to kill her. And there's nothing you can do about that one. Lulu just had great timing, managing to get in just in the nick of time, pop that ultimate onto Diana, and Udyr dies once again. So sorry, Saint, but not really having the best of games here. Dandin trying his luck on Pole Belter, actually doing quite a bit of damage. And not actually going to pursue. But Vayne is now coming. Gonna maybe try to chase down this Kha'Zix. I'm just seeing on my mini-map Vayne trying to take him down. The ultimate's been popped. That was the last bit of Kha'Zix mana. So he's going to be able to cast that second part of his ultimate, but he's not going to have anything else. But just going to run away from that one. Zed now trying to his hand at taking down Akali. Akali does have quite a few items, though. Don't really know if they're going to be able to take this one down. And they're just going to disengage from that one. So everybody on blue team seems really timid. It's I can see why, because of how much damage people can actually put out, and they're playing it quite smart. Just they see how much damage is being put down, and they can't really do anything about it, so they just back off very quietly without losing any more kills. Because right now it's 28.6k to 22.4k, quite a big gold difference for 17 minutes in the game. And Akali's actually going to be in range to hit that Zed. A lot of damage coming out. She is going to get that next Shadow Dash off, but there's the ultimate coming down from the Zed, but now Akali's invisible, and the Monsoon coming out to try to save them, but it is not going to be enough. You have Diana and Akali going in at you. Akali taking a lot of damage from the Amumu and the Udyr, but the slowdown from the Lulu, it's not going to be enough. Akali does go down. Lulu is sitting on her ultimate, I think, waiting to use it onto Diana, but has not used it yet, actually, so there's another kill going for Amumu this time onto first Altec on Diana, but now Dandin's in a bad position with Kha'Zix and Tristana just beating down on him. There's the dead Amumu as well. Not really a whole lot that Vayne can do on that one, just have to sit back and watch that. I'm actually very surprised that Lulu did not use her ultimate. Oh, but here we go, they're diving in onto that Vayne. There's the ultimate coming from Lulu, actually, to give Kha'Zix that little bit of extra HP and take down that Vayne. Maybe that's what she was waiting for, maybe that's what the plan was from the beginning. But I do find it kind of interesting that they might have been able to keep Diana at least alive to maybe kill them rather than waiting, because maybe that opportunity with Vayne might not have happened. But whatever, they know a lot more than me. These guys are diamond players. I am not, so I'm going to let them make up their own minds and do the plays that they believe are right. But Lulu is actually kind of, well, not really in any risk right now, but she was kind of walking around with no mana and no HP. And with somebody like a Zed on the other team, not really the position you want to be in, because it would be very easy for him just to come in, 2 quick swipes, dead. But Lulu is going to get back to base very safely. Let's take a look and a bit of a rundown on the items here. So we actually have 2 of the Spectral Wraiths. Spirit of the Spectral Wraith. One onto Akali and one... Oh, what am I doing? Apparently I want to look at the help. That's what I'm looking for. But the Seeker's Arm Guard and the Hextech Revolver onto that Akali. I think she's probably going to be just going straight for the Zhonya's to make sure that she can dive into the enemy team, do her damage, pop that Zhonya's, then pop the Shroud. And she's just going to be pretty much invincible and invisible for quite some time. And she'll just be able to wait for those Shadow Dash cooldowns to come back up and really just annihilate the team. Diana also having that Spirit of the Spectral Wraith, but she's also got her Nasher. I believe that's the Nasher's Tooth. That's not the Stinger. It is the Nasher's Tooth. So you saw Skara actually do this a little while ago, but I'll talk about that after. A little bit of a duel going on between Vayne and Kha'Zix. Vayne doing a lot of damage, has, I believe, already used the Condemn, so the flash actually coming down from Kha'Zix, not going to be enough to actually take Vayne down. Vayne used her flash as well and her barrier, but I think Kha'Zix might just be waiting, because here comes Akali just going to take him down completely. Dandin's going to try to get into this Kha'Zix, but not going to be enough. Janna actually using a great Monsoon plus her shield to actually get away from that engagement, but the knock-up coming out, the ultimate coming down from Amumu to try to slow people down. The shutdown bonus actually going to Zed for that Kha'Zix heal, but here comes Tristana jumping her way off. Zed actually taking down Tristana as well. Can't really speak here, so much going on. And Stvicious, in the meantime, getting taken down in the bottom by this Diana, who he dueled just recently and actually was able to take her down nearly, but getting those extra couple kills on Diana got her those few items that make her pretty much unduelable for Stvicious now. A lot of action going down in that past minute. So what were the key kind of things that happened there? Zed did manage to pick up 2 kills. Pretty big deal, and it was also a shutdown for the kill on Kha'Zix. So that's a big deal. He's going to get quite a bit of gold from that. Should allow him to snowball a little bit more. Maybe be able to take down Tristana or Lulu or Akali the next time they try to jump into his team. That's what you really need that assassin for. They're going to be jumping to your squishy targets. Hopefully you can take them out before they kill your squishies. There was a lot of assists going out as well, but the ultimate actually being popped by Vayne to try to take that red buff back. but it's already been stolen away from Akali. They feel very good giving that red buff off to Akali. She's been doing so well in this game. Sitting at 6'4", 126 CS. But I think the star of this game currently has just been that Kha'Zix. 4'2", 175 CS, and he's just been able to kind of melt targets. He's been able to jump away, he's been able to engage, he's been able to duel that Vayne, who has been doing pretty well all game. And Kha'Zix is really, I find, the main threat right now. You got to be able to kill that Kha'Zix, and you got to be able to kill that Akali. But the thing with the blue team right now, Akali's going to be diving to you, Diana's going to be diving to you, Kha'Zix is going to be jumping to you, Tristana is going to be jumping to you. And the best part about this team is that whoever the red team decides to focus out of the people that jumped in, Lulu's going to ultimate and shield. And that's exactly it. You're going to have these 3 huge people hurting your team. Sorry, they're 4 big people hurting your team, and she's just going to be able to bring back the person who is doing the most damage. So big duel going down in the bot lane, but I don't think Stvicious is going to be able to do anything here. Just gets absolutely shredded from that Diana with that blue buff. And here's Janna once again getting dove on, and she actually does get taken down this time. So can't escape those 3 times. And Zed taking a lot of damage now, going to try to get over the wall, but is not going to be enough. Tristana taking that one out. Now has the reset on her jump. Trying to do as much damage as she can, but is not going to be enough to take down that Amumu. Could not get in range of that Vayne. And it looks like blue team is just going to sit and wait for those creeps, but they're actually quite far back, so it's not really a good idea to just be waiting there, but they're going to go and join their comrade Diana down in the bot lane, take down that turret. Surrender vote actually coming out from the red team, but it does fail. Looks like some people just aren't ready to give up quite yet. Stvicious really not having the best of days. Stun landing down onto that Akali. Amumu does not have his ultimate up, not going to have it up for quite some time. So we're going to have to be very, very careful here. Diana jumping straight onto that Vayne. Vayne actually does manage to survive, and Janna pushes Diana even further into their base. They do actually take down the Akali as well, get that shutdown bonus, but Tristana is sitting on the other side of the wall doing as much damage as she can. Actually trying to take down that Udyr, but it's not going to be enough. They actually get another stun onto that Lulu, but there's the flash coming out from Lulu, and she's going to speed herself up and get the hell out of there. Great fight for that red team. Picking up a couple necessary kills, getting a shutdown bonus. That was exactly what you needed there. 3 for 1. Sadly, Vayne couldn't really participate in any of those kills, but did get a couple kills across the board. And it was a great monsoon from that Janna, pushing Diana further into the base, pretty much dedicating her completely to that fight. She could have probably popped her shield and tried to get out of that one, but Janna just making it impossible for her to really escape. She didn't pop her flash, though, which is something you would have... It would have been ideal for Diana to have popped her flash as well to try to escape that one and still died. But you did get Tristana's flash along with the kill, and you also got Lulu's exhaust and her flash. So it could mean that in the next, if they try to make an engagement in the next minute or so, if they go back and buy, maybe try to pressure Baron or something like that. I'm not saying that that's going to work. They are still 10k gold behind and a lot of items behind, but at least you're not dealing with the full mobility of the enemy team, and they don't have an exhaust right now. So you could pop that exhaust onto the Kha'Zix or the Akali or somebody like that and hopefully try to take them down. But it doesn't look like the red team is really looking for an engagement here. Stvicious is actually waiting, going to start by stunning that Lulu, but here comes Akali, and look at the damage coming down from Akali. Shirelli is being blown by the Lulu to try to pick him up, and another engagement going down. The damage going down onto Tristana is going to be enough to pop her down, so Zed's getting to that scary point here. Vayne doing a lot of damage to the Akali. It's going to have to flash out of Kha'Zix. Stvicious coming back in, trying to stun up Kha'Zix so Vayne doesn't die. Kha'Zix missing his jump, but it's going to be enough to take him down with that Q. And Dan Din, once again, just kind of sitting there doing a lot of damage as a Mumu. No one really focusing on him because he is the tank. But double kill coming for Akali, taking down that Janna. Zed managing to take down that Lulu. And Zed is very, very scary right now, but Zed gets taken down from the Kha'Zix. And Kha'Zix manages to pick up the double kill. And while all of this is going on for the 5-for-2 exchange that just happened, Diana wasn't even in that fight, and she was just pushing down the base, and it's actually a surrender vote coming from the red team that seals their fate. Looks like after that fight, it just wasn't enough. It was 4v5, and it was not enough to take them down. They still managed to ace them while Diana was pushing that entire time. And with an inhibitor being down, especially in the bot lane when you're on the purple team, they would have had no chance of contesting a Baron or anything like that. It was a very, very well-played game from that blue team. with something so jump heavy like the Diana ult, the Akali ult, the Trist rocket jump, the Kha'Zix jump, and the Lulu being able to pop the first person that jumps in with their ultimate and keeping them alive. Really, really great team comp. Hadn't seen it in quite some time. And good try, Stvicious, up in that top lane. I don't think top lane is your best suit. I think you should just stay in the jungle with that Udyr because you're incredible with him. But always good to try new things, right? And glad to see Dan Din playing again. He did an incredible job on that Amumu, so hopefully we'll see some more games from him. But hopefully you guys enjoyed that one. Hopefully you guys like seeing Stvicious up playing a different role. And I will see you guys in the next high ELO commentary or whatever video I happen to release next. See you guys.